HDMI cable to the back, plug it in. USB keyboard and mouse, this is wireless, so I got the dongle here. I'm going to use one of the USB slot on the back. And I will plug it in and see what happens. So power supply to the back. And then switch it on. The power button also have a white LED indicator. So you now see Beelink on the screen. So this is the boot up screen. So delete to enter setup. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it run and see how it goes, because this is kind of your experience when you buy over Amazon and then install it yourself the very first time. Okay, from now on, I'm going to zoom into the telly a bit more so you guys can see a bit better. Okay, so guys, this is not rehearsed, so you can see that. So the first boot up screen, it went into a blue screen. But sometimes it's because the configuration is not set up correctly. They will sometimes correct it itself. So let's see what happens. Yep, like I say, if the first when they first boot up, maybe you still have the setting from the factory that is using different peripherals. But usually, just let it run a few times and it will sort itself out. So here, welcome screen. So this one does have like Windows pre-installed. You just need to set it up. So my mouse, yep, my mouse is working, which is a good sign. English, United States, and I don't think there's any other options. I mean, I can install Chinese, but let's not go there because my wife can't read Chinese. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the fan is actually kicking in. So there is a fan at the back which is kind of making a bit of a noise, which is a very low, at the moment it's very, very low kind of a noise. Almost like a whoosh. But only when he's kind of like actively doing something. But just to throw in there to let you guys see it, this is the other mini PC that I have. I have it on the video before, and this is the current one. So in terms of size comparison, there's not much different to it. One is square, one is rectangle, but this one is i5, is a lot more powerful than this one. All right, so far so good. I mean, it is working. You're just browsing the net right now. My telly is only 1080p, so but always choose the highest quality to play any YouTube videos. Now, this is one thing I don't really like about this mini PC is like they're not passive cooling, so there is fan in there. I mean, it's unfair because I'm pointing the microphone at the outlet right there, but it's not completely quiet. So if you are buying this product, open the box, plug everything in like I did, this is exactly what will happen. It works straight out of the box. There's no configuration whatsoever. Yes, we have one blue screen when we first started, but that is mostly because like whatever peripheral that you plug in there, it doesn't have the driver. All you need to do a reset, as long as it's plug and play kind of a devices. The next boot up, it will work. So Windows is pre-installed. So in terms of installation and the ease of use, I will say that it's pretty easy. What do you guys think? I always let you guys decide if it's good or bad. So put in the comments and let me know. The next part of the video is me setting up everything that I will use on my own computer like I was at home. And now I'm going to go through them one by one with you guys and see what it can and what it can't do. So far, the fan noise is still a bit of troublesome because my wife's computer at the moment, all it does is water cooled. So we have a kind of an all-in-one water cooler like that. My wife may have something to say about that. But anyway, let's install everything that I will use, and then I'll show you guys what it can and what it can't do. Okay, I think this will probably give you guys the best angle. Okay. So the benchmark for the hard drive is actually just finished. And to be honest with you, numbers to me doesn't really make much difference. Nowadays, SSD, they are as fast as it can be, but the main thing is to make sure that they are genuine or crystal disk info showing 512 gigabyte of memory, and this is on the NVMe Express. And this is very fast hard drive, and you've got plenty of space coming from this particular machine. Now, I remember Intel do the same one, but you have to buy the memory yourself. But this one has already installed. So Intel Core i5 8259U is like a mobile version of the Intel i5 8th generation chip. And I've done some benchmarking on this machine, and you can compare with other people who is using the same kind of a CPU. And I've done some kind of a standard setting compared to other users. So now I'm on the kind of higher tier. So performance-wise, this is as good as it can get with the same hardware from other people who's using this. And so far, what I find is it's very snappy for a mini PC. And with all the windows open, and you can still perfectly usable as a working computer without much frustration. For example, the things that I will use it for example, if I have Office installed, I will have used the built-in program. But for now, just show you that any computer can actually run simple Office online version, providing you have internet access. I also do other stuff like Cura. I use that for my 3D printing. I mean, it handles it really well. Simple software like this, which use like, CPU power, but it doesn't use any like intensive like graphics card power, then you'll be perfectly fine, because the i5 is really, really fast for this kind of application. At 16 gigabyte of RAM, you have plenty to do most of your desktop editing. So let's leave that open as well. Obviously, as a media center, browsing YouTube, perfectly fine as well. Mine is 1080p monitor here, but you can run 4K with it, no problem. Okay, obviously you might want to do a bit more with this computer, and that might be the limitation of what this can and what it can't do. For example, let's play some games with this machine. Now this is like more like a CPU intensive, not intensive, I think it's quite a simple game, but the graphic is smooth. There's no, I don't see any issues right here. This is my son's favorite game. I don't even, I mean, I do play like Battle Royale game, but oh, I didn't know he has a gun. Fine. I just want to show you guys. I want to get killed like, first few seconds of the game. Oh, see? I told you. Oh no, oh no. There's a blue guy in there. Anyway, so enough of that. I know I'm game heavy on this kind of a demo, but To be fair, I use this a lot for my Cura slicing software for the HD, for my 3D printer, but and browsing internet and maybe a bit of like Word and type up my reviews. But gaming is what I do in my own time. If you can play games, you can do a lot more. Again, I have no idea what this game is, but it's something that my kids play. The main thing is like it's fluid. There's no like there's no lag or anything like that. Open the door. Let's get out. Can I go into someone else's house? Oh, I can. Oh, this person's house is boring though. There's nothing in here. Oops. Oh, fall up the stairs. I shouldn't go through someone else's house, but it looks interesting though. You can take a shower in someone else's house. OMG. What kind of game is this? Okay. Am I done? Oh, that's just so weird. This is the weirdest shower I ever had. Let's get out of here. Oh no! Sorry. Interact? Oh, I have nothing else to trade. I better get out of here before she call the police. Run! Run like the wind! Anyway, so yeah, 2D games, perfectly fine. There's absolutely no problem with this. I better bail out now. Let's go to browser. This is all browser games, so I wouldn't expect any problems anyway. So now this is the part which I did search on the internet, which no one's want to show me, is can it play some more graphic intensive games? Now I can tell you that it is going to fail because like even my gaming PC, right, it's hard to get the frame rate that I want, which is 120 frames per second with a 2K monitor. This one probably 720p at maybe 30 frames per second if you're lucky. But to be honest, if you're A for effort, even able to run the game itself is already like a big achievement. So this is Apex Legends, which is my favorite game. Sometimes I'm just amazed with like, you know, this little box right here. You can never play a proper competitive game, but like I say, the fact that it actually runs is amazing. This is 720p at the lowest resolution. Everything kind of turned off just so that it can run. My gaming rig is about 1,500 pounds and this thing is like 400. Talking about pushing the limit. This is really pushing the limit. Oh no, you steal my character. I want to be caustic. Hiya. Lifeline then. Well, to be honest with you, in this game, I don't think I can play properly, so I'm as well just being a supportive character, right? Okay, guys, here we go. So, although the games do run, yeah, I don't want to be. Give it to someone else. So, although games do run, but you can see that it's only like, you know, 23 frames per second at the moment. Once it landed, I think you can get it to 30. So now away from the ship, now you're getting like 70 frames per second. If it maintains 70 frames per second, then yeah, it's definitely playable. Okay, so I got two random teammates here, so I don't want to ruin their game by not playing. So I am going to focus a little bit right now. Surprisingly, it's playable. Let's see what happens when we get into the fight kind of a scenario when there is a lot more calculation needed. Let's chuck some of the stuff away. I don't need that. Don't need that. Oh well, last circle, last three, so not bad. Didn't do much fighting though, but average about 40 frames per second. So if you really want to play, you can. But like I say, this is not really a gaming PC, but I'm actually surprised that it actually done the job of running the game. Anyway, so yeah, it's nice and warm now. The fan is on full power to keeping the computer cool. Nope, don't want to play anymore. Let's move on to something else. This is not really a technical review, but just to kind of an open box and show you what this can and can't do. 8th generation i5 with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabyte of hard drive storage. So it's quite a powerful machine for what it is. I mean, let me just recap how small this is. Oops. So this is the entire machine. You're talking about power supply, RAM, motherboard. The only thing it doesn't have is a graphics card. So if you can play like a 3D games, I mean, better than like, 720p obviously, but the monitor is actually running off from a power bank at the moment. And yeah, everything that you see here. Honestly, you guys, leave in a comment down below. Is it good or bad? Is it a good purchase? I buy everything from Amazon, so if it doesn't work, I just return it. And so far, yeah, I still got all those things running. Have I stopped this game before I stopped this game? Anyway, not really drawing a lot of power. So this will be my next little project. I want to make it into like a very small standalone unit, and hopefully I can power this like without any main power at all, because at the moment this is running with a power supply. Let me switch off the power. Let me show you guys the power supply. So this one here, I know it's very hard to see, but actually this is 19 volt at 3 amp. So 19 3 amp. Oh, actually it tells you the voltage as well. So this one is only like 51 volt. So it's not really that high power stuff. So I mean, you can actually make a big power bank and just run everything off it or if you are like living on a van or somewhere that have no like kind of a real power, you can actually run this whole setup with less than, let's say, 70 watt. So it's like a light bulb. old light bulb, filament light bulb, and you can run everything that I've been doing just now. And you can like hotspot it with your phone, I guess. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Help me grow. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.